Mike Matheny, and I know we've heard a lot of the answers, and maybe we'll double down on some of those, but I just wonder what the emotions are like for you right now. Manager, you said 6.5 years in St. Louis, but it's been since 2010 since they changed managers. How about the responsibility of this and the emotions involved?
Still surreal. Been hopeful, and just not knowing the timing. And I truly tried to come in the advisory role to be the best special advisor, whatever that job description looked like, how to be that for this organization, while learning and watching, asking questions, and learning from Ned and the staff and Dayton in the front office. And so all that, never really knowing how this was going to play out. Once again, I do know that it was much of them checking me out as me kind of watching, but in the end, it didn't take long for me to say. And you know, to be honest with you, never even entertained conversations with anybody else, and made it very clear to those closest to me, this is where I'm supposed to be until they tell me different. This is where I want to be. This is where I believe I'm supposed to be. And I can't wait to jump in and be a part of this.
And Mike, you talked a lot about the baseball aspect of being the new manager of the Kansas City Royals. Tell us about the Matheny family. What's next for the Matheny family? Yeah, my wife's been doing research on getting us a home here, and we're very fortunate at this phase in our life. Our youngest, Blaze, is at Missouri State, and so we are officially empty nesters, even though we have a grandbaby and one that's due any minute now, and one on the way in spring training. That'll keep us tied to where our kids are, but we plan on jumping in here and figuring out where it is that we're going to live, have a home here in Kansas City, because I believe, as Dayton even alluded to earlier, I believe it's important to be a part of this, and to be able to be visible, to be able to jump in and figure out how to continue to build this. It's a great brand. How can I do my piece now, and how can I pass that message even through the players and the expectation of how do we push this even further. And you came through here as a player earlier in your baseball life, in your career. Now as a manager, you're going to be sitting in that dugout every night. Any great fond memories you have of Kauffman Stadium or here in Kansas City?
No, a lot of bad ones. I mean, whether it's the generation as a player and even as a manager, it was one of those places that when you left, and it didn't matter. Obviously, 14 and 15 were very special in this city, and you knew that was a really good team, but they always seemed to play well. Whatever team I was with, you had your hands full every time you came into Kansas City, and you knew that they were just going to play the game the right way, and that to me was synonymous there. And I think there's just some organizations that take a lot of pride, and the relentless, the blue collar, we're going to get in, we're going to do our work, we're going to be dirty, we're going to play within the rules, but we're going to fight, and I think that's what this part of the world's about. I think that's what this city's about. People want to come out and see a product like that, and yes, we want to win. There's no question about it. I'm never going to shy away. I'm not going to apologize for that I expect that, and I know our guys deep down want to also, and how do we create that atmosphere to bring that, because I've seen it when this Kauffman Stadium's jammed with people, and that's an electric atmosphere.
Last thing before we let you go, I know in sports, ultimately it's about wins and losses. I think that here in Kansas City, certain spots in the Midwest, it's more than that. You touched on that community culture, more than just what goes on the diamond in the clubhouse. How important is that to you? This isn't New York, this isn't LA, this isn't Chicago. I think people are very proud that it's not here. How important is community?
Well, it's really the way that I was taught the game is, and I have a very smart group of people that are always around me, and I've called them into my life to hold me accountable, and the main line of order is don't let me waste this. This could be really cool on the baseball side, but there's got to be more to it, and part of that is, as I've said here a number of times, and I think people are going to get sick of hearing it from me, Joel, but how do I go out and make a difference? Because I believe success looks like impact, and it starts in that clubhouse, because I can get up here and say whatever I want, but those guys are going to see the truth through 162 and through a long spring training, and hopefully all the way through October. They're going to see what you're made of, so get in there and start making a difference. See that this isn't about self-promotion, because that becomes contagious through that whole clubhouse, but how do we make others better? How do we figure out how to make the most of what we have together? And when you do that, I think you're really proud of what the product is, and then taking it to another level is using the platform to go out in the community and share something, whether it's share how great we believe this game is, or go out and things that are important to you as people. And for me, I've got passion just to help kids and coaches and parents and youth sports and figure out how to create a different atmosphere atmosphere and redefine success at the lower levels.
Well, we are excited to work with you every day, certainly some throughout the offseason. Before we know it, opening day, I think it's March 26th in frigid Chicago. Also, congratulations on the soon-to-be grandfather. Again, we got a couple Ohio-born grandfathers right here. Mike, congratulations. We're looking forward to it.
Monty, thank you.